We are entering chapter 2 of our One to Superhero series.
Sumasayaw na super shy.
We are gonna be talking about another series that features superheroes. We are gonna be talking about the latest Kdrama sensation. And that is...
Moving! For me, yung standout talaga is how they created episodes on the characters themselves. Kaya nga parang ang dami rin nagsasabi ng mga tao na para it feels very like heroes to them. And for me, Sense8.
Yun yung sobrang favorite ko, yung pagka-heroes niya sa umpisa. And then bigla siyang whoosh! Biglang naging homeland. Parang, what is happening? What a feat na bigla niya nagawa yun and without forgetting about the heart.
Paulit-ulit kasi nila sinasabi na parang this is about normal people who can be superheroes.
Yeah.
Dina-downplay nila yung superpowers the entire time.
Yeah.
It was always focused on the humanism.
Anyong!
We know why you're here.
If you're like us,
K-pop obsessed and K-drama addicted.
Completely in love with all things Hallyu.
at naghahanap ka ng kausap at karamay,
One to Sarang is here for you.
Subscribe to our weekly conversations on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
and make sure to like our episodes and rate them.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and join our community of Hallyu lovers.
Kapag kasama kami, hindi ka nag-iisa.
Let's all share
The Hallyu love!
1, 2, Sarang!
Hey! Annyeong! This is Pia!
What's up, everyone? This is Trancy.
Hi, this is Monica, and welcome to another episode of 1, 2, Sarang!
Aha! Weekly po kami.
Namisawa na ba
Every
kayo?
week.
Wag muna. Kasi medyo fun tong episode natin, guys. Because we are entering chapter 2 of our One to Superhero series.
Sumasayaw na super shy pa.
Ay, wait. Hindi siya super shy.
Girl, medyo ethnic feels
Oo
strong.
nga eh. Ano yun? Tinikling?
Hindi niyo nakita
Why
yung
not?
giling ko eh. Hindi nakuha sa camera.
Okay.
Sa
Sorry,
TikTok na
sorry.
lang. Sa TikTok mo.
Oo,
pa
TikTok
sige.
na lang.
Check
For
it
full
out.
body experience, guys.
Dahil
But
magsismoke
anyway,
challenge si Monica.
Tama.
Correct.
Tama.
Mag-iwasi siyang 10 pack ng sigarilyo. Wow, yung pala
Oo eh.
challenge.
Smoke alarm challenge pala to.
Correct.
So anyway, today we are gonna be talking about another series that features superheroes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, pansin nyo ba na every year, there's like always that K-drama that kind of like titillates. Oh my God, I love that word. No? Titillates the world.
Yes.
It takes most of the world by storm. And like, as in, we've seen it in like Kingdom and Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Yeah. So for this episode, we are gonna be talking about the latest K-drama sensation. And that is... Tudun.
Moving!
Oh, I'm so excited, guys! Oh my God! Kung naalala nyo, like, nung season opener natin, sinabi ko talaga, please, this is like an open mic. Open mic? This is like a public request that we do a moving episode, and finally it happened. So this is like a dream come true because
Of
I love this
course,
drama so
moving.
much,
Join
and it
soul.
seems like you guys loved it too, right?
yeah.
Right? You liked it
Hindi,
naman,
actually
right?
ayoko. Ba't pa tayo nandito? Wow.
Okay, bye. Exit ka na. Check out. So we love this show and we are going to be talking about it. We're going to have a dedicated time to talk about Moving's badass production scale and quality because, oh my God, guys, it was mind-blowing, right?
Yes.
And syempre, we're gonna talk about everything else about Moving. I mean, like, kasama na dun yung writing, yung acting, yung casting, and all that. Yung sa kasha lang ha. I mean, syempre may time limit din to. And
You're sad.
we'll try our best talaga. But to be honest, if I can talk about Moving for hours, I could. I've been talking to friends about this. Dun sa mga nakapanood. every now and then, nagme-message pa rin kami about it and stuff. Kasi ang dami pwedeng pag-isipan at pag-usapan about it kasi it was just so fun, right? I'm also going to be asking, what were the themes of the show that we loved? Kasi madami, diba? I also want to ask, why was the show successful? I mean, all of a sudden, poof, it's like so big. So we want to theorize about that. And finally, assuming, of course, that you guys are watching this episode because you've seen the show, we are gonna be talking about the crumbs, the Easter eggs, yung mga bitin moments that we saw at the final episode, which we are assuming na may season 2, so we wanna theorize kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari sa season 2, na really declaring na magkakaroon ng season 2, kasi kung hindi, ay nako Kang Full, ewan ko na lang, ha?
You
Dapat
fool,
meron,
Kang
ha?
Fool.
Kang Full. Don't fool us.
Siya na yung the pabo.
The pabo.
Aw.
Kang pabo na siya.
Oh, wag! He's not a pabo. He's the best. So, yun ang ating briefing of what we're gonna talk about for this episode.
Yes.
My gosh. But first, so, okay, moving. Gusto ko lang i-share na ito yung synopsis niya, guys, ha? As in most of like yung mga Wikipedia, Asian Wiki, Han Cinema, etc., etc. Based on Kang Full's webtoon of the same name, Moving is a supernatural drama that deals with the stories of high school students and their parents who have secrets that the others do not know. These 3 students try to hide their special abilities from other people while their parents struggle to protect them from being used by other people. Like, what the hell? Sorry, tawang-tawa lang kasi ako. Kasi remember, I would do like the monthly drops. And then this is what I read. So I thought, okay, Moving, it's that kind of drama. Pero parang kulang. Like, sobrang they really held back. Because it's not just about supernatural drama na secrets. Alam mo yon, it was so much more.
True.
So nakakatawa talaga na yun lang talaga yung released synopsis to the world. At syempre, hindi natin papalampasin that we list down kung sino-sino ang mga characters na to. And I group them in families, guys, para then easier for us to remember who they are. So we have Lee Mi-yoon, played by Han Yo-ju. Siya, meron siyang super senses powers. We have Kim Do-shik, her husband. She ends up marrying Kim Do-shik. His superpower is flight, and of course, it's played by Pia's number 1.
My love.
Love.
Jo En-sung. Sabi
Yes.
ko ka-birthday ko, hindi pala.
Hindi pala. Realization na.
1 day advanced pala ako.
I guess ganun siguro sa Korea, 1 day advance din.
Oo.
Good.
Baka
Pwede
it's
ba?
the Korean
Panindigan
year
natin.
thing.
Korean
birthday thing. Tama. Tapos, meron silang anak na si Kim Bong-sok. Ang powers niya ay combo. So, meron din siyang super senses and flight abilities, diba? And he is played by Lee Jong-ha, na nasa Nevertheless din pala siya. I didn't know.
He was
What
there?
was his role there?
I don't know. Pero like in Asian Wiki, nandun yung credits na nasa Nevertheless siya. Pero hindi ko talaga ma-figure out kung saan siya doon. But
Kasi
anyway.
sexy pa siya dun siguro kasi obviously he gained weight for this role.
Correct.
He did gain weight for
I
this
saw his
role.
IG. He has like a nice arm. Alam mo yun?
Yeah! Saka sa
Meron
mga
siyang
interview
uket
nila
na
ngayon
ano.
na parang sexy na siya. Ang
Oo.
pogi!
Pogi siya. Cute
Alam mo, buti
pogi.
na lang bata siya, no? Dahil ang bilis nang makalus ng weight.
Correct.
Okay, on to the next family. We have Jang Ju-won. Ang powers niya ay healing and it's played by the magnificent Ryu Song-ryong. Nabubulol ako dun
Oo.
But yeah.
Tong twister. Sabi mo 5
Song
times.
Ryong-shi. I love him so much. And guys, if you haven't followed him in his IG yet, please do, because if you want to see more clips, mga behind-the-scenes clips on Moving and all the other things that he's done in the past, he's very, very generous. Like,
Yes.
sobrang awesome niya sa IG.
Parang Sun Benim din kasi siya, like all the actors, parang he's a professor to the actors when it comes to acting. May ganun siya eh. So, sobrang
love it.
Sun Bae. Love him.
Correct. And it kind
Ang
of
dami
makes
niya mga
sense
cameos
too.
kung ano-ano pa yung mga K-drama.
Sobrang true.
He
and
was in,
well-respected.
I think nag-cameo siya dun sa isang series that we watched. Parang he was this tailor.
Was it what's that yung school crash course in romance? Tama ba?
Or
Yung
was
doon
it
ata siya
not sure?
Taylor?
Ayun, I think yun nga.
Oo,
Baka
parang
nga
yun
crash
siya.
course in romance. Sorry, parang yun
Oo.
nga. Oo.
Tama ba? But anyway,
And
tapos ang
extreme
cute lang.
job.
And extreme
Oh,
job,
yes,
of
of
course.
The best.
Who also plays a fried chicken man.
Correct. Meron
I
na siyang
I
background
think
in
that's his
cooking fried
thing.
chicken.
Yeah, maybe he's so good at it. And super cute lang, like, since you mentioned that he's like a super sunbae name, because like, nakakatawa, yung daughter niya, ang pangalan niya, si Jang Hee-soo, who also has the healing abilities, played by Ko Yoon-jung.
Our
She was,
love.
our love from Alchemy of Souls 2, ha? 2.
Huwag tayo masyadong
Parang-
magalit.
Sorry, masyado bang halata? Parang kinukwento niya na, syempre, Song Ryong yun, diba? So, natatakot siya na he will play her father and all that. Tapos, super sweet. Like, in the first reading, he brought her and the actress who played the mom, like, a bouquet of flowers. Na, as a parang, I guess, hello, let's do our jobs well, or let's be a family, or something like that.
Aww.
So, because of that gesture, parang, gets nawala yung takot niya, and then suddenly she's comfortable, like she's able to converse with him because of that kind act, and I love that about him. So yon. I mentioned the mom, si Ji-hee, Wang Ji-hee, played by Kwak Sun-young. Sobrang amazing. I love her so much. Maybe even my favorite character of the show.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. At siya yung nasa behind every star. Yung pala yung
Hospital
minimension.
playlist!
Nasa hospital playlist siya. Okay. Okay, papanoorin ko na yung hospital playlist
Yes.
dahil sa kanya.
Yes. Although medyo small role, but yeah.
Okay. And then for our third family, we have Lee Jae-man. Ang powers niya ay super strength and speed, played by Kim Sung-kyun. Our favorite daddy. We've seen him in Reply 1998.
Yes.
And
He's
DP.
also in, right now,
DP.
Han River Police.
Oh, he is!
Oh.
There you go.
Yes.
That's like a current, it's on Disney Plus, right?
Disney
It's on
Plus.
Disney.
Yeah, it's a current drama ongoing on Disney Plus. If you wanna see him some more, dahil bitin kayo sa moving, there you go. Ang son niya na minana ang kanyang super strength and speed ay si Lee Gang-hoon, played by Kim Do-hoon.
Sobrang pogi.
Sobrang pogi, yes.
Grabe.
And then, yung asawa ni Jae-man, si Shin Yoon-young, she's played by Park Bo-kyung. Fun fact, do you remember in Good Bad Mother, that girl who had a mask on the entire time?
Yeah.
This is her!
That's her! Correct!
Gosh, oo nga.
Wala na siyang mask.
Wala na
Buti
siyang
lang may
face
reveal
mask.
siya dun sa end ng
Correct.
Good Bad Mother.
So, worth it naman yung pag-face mask niya because she has naman pala, like, a spot in, like, the biggest K-drama of the year. So,
Correct.
good job, ate. Ate talaga. So, yun ang ating main families. Bakit ko sila grupo into families? Well, we are gonna be talking about the themes later, and obviously this show is heavily underlined in the family theme. But before we get into that, oh my God, can we please talk about the production value of this show? Like, I'm dead.
Parang,
It's so yummy.
as
yes,
a
go.
60 billion won
Korean
kind of
won.
Korean won
Yeah.
kind of
Correct.
production.
It should
Money
be.
well spent.
Yeah.
Right?
Although, didn't the director say na parang kung iisipin mo, parang mura pa nga yun. Kasi
Actually,
medyo
it
contained
is.
pa nga daw yung mga ginawa nila, if you
Correct.
think about it. But yung sa kasi nabanggit natin yung Alchemy of Souls kanina, yung biggest frustration natin is the world building, right? Because like, it was so bitten. But here, it was so expansive. Like, hindi mo
Yes.
talaga na-feel yung sinabi niyang, kulang pa ito? Parang,
Correct.
wow, grabe.
Correct. Tama. And since you mentioned the budget, yes, they spent 60 billion Korean won. I actually kind of researched on the math. So that's about $45 million. But if you divide that to 20 episodes, that's like 2.5 $2.25 million per episode, which is actually pretty small. I mean, if you're gonna compare it to, say, mga Western superhero, the big ones, syempre, Marvel Cinematic Universe, tsaka yung mga Star Wars, they would cost about 25 million and or 15 million each kasi. So, ang layo pa ng 2.25.
Correct.
So, paulit-ulit sinasabi ng director and ng mga producers and like the mga featurettes and mga interviews na it just seems expensive, but as a whole, like, in fact, $2.25 million per episode is still so small that they had to get crafty. Like, they had to really use all the creativity they could because they want to produce something as nice, like as quality as these Western superhero shows that we know, but with a limited budget. And na-feel natin that they used all their creativity in the show,
They
right?
did.
Pero alam mo, sobrang galing ng series na to because it actually, I think, kung tama yung mga binabasa ko sa Twitter, it saved Disney Plus Korea. Because like,
Yes, it feels so much like it.
so many Koreans also started subscribing to it. And if you think about it, Disney Plus has been failing in Asia.
Yes.
Correct.
Like, isa-isa na siyang nagsisipagsarahan in
Yes.
the region. But this show managed to keep them afloat. And I think it'll keep them afloat for a long time because of its success. Like, the idols are watching it. Sorry. Ano ko yan eh.
Of course.
Parang point, what do you call that? Parang reference point ko yun eh. Kung minimension din nila yan sa mga lives nila and stuff like that, that's like a good drama. Wag lang kay Yoshi kasi pinapanood niya lahat eh.
Correct. At binabalikan ng
Daming
itiwan
oras.
Correct.
Hindi, pero totoo. Kasi like, parang na-feel ko talaga yung revival ng Disney Plus because of
No?
this. I mean, ang dami naman din mga K-dramas talaga sa Disney Plus. Like this year, they had like Dr. Romantic and that didn't really take off. Pero because of this, I mean, ako kasi nagva-variety din ako. May mga variety akong pinapanood doon. But because of this, parang okay, napacheck tuloy ako dun sa ibang mga K-drama.
Ibang
Kaya nga
stuff.
nanonood ako bigla ulit nung Han River
Han
Police.
River.
Diba? Parang
Diba?
kasi nakaka-interest because medyo same peg, medyo action-action, gano'n. O sige, patulan natin yan.
Correct, diba?
And come to
So,
think of it, parang siguro talagang pinush nila this year. Kasi before nito, Revenant naman. Although it's not as big of a hit as
Correct.
this.
Oo.
But at least like they're funding shows na. And like
Correct.
at least pushing it towards a direction that they feel would, create like a following for Disney.
actually.
Yes.
And butik kumagat, Revenant, I think, it was also very, very popular in Korea. Hindi lang siya masyadong nag-pick up in the region and the rest of the world. It's moving yung naging big time talaga for
Correct.
horror.
Yes.
Oo.
Pero, oh my God, sobrang props talaga. Thank you talaga for making this show because, my God, I mean, the production, going back to the production value, like, the number of times that I cried because of, like, how they would mount the action scenes, how they would shoot things, even the music, the production designer. By the way, the production designer is a woman. So I'm very happy about that, na parang ito yung goal ko sana for that other film that I was supposed to work on. That I was supposed to finish, by the way. But like, kasi, diba, superhero, eme din siya, and all that. But it didn't happen because of the pandemic and all that. So parang nakakatuwa to see her in her featurette. Parang I loved what she said about how they decided on what their focus should be about the show, which is authenticity, because essentially kasi moving for everyone, for the production team, and of course what we saw, parang ang isa sa mga main theme nila is ordinary people can be superheroes. So unlike, like, say, the Western superhero stuff na maraming flashy things na meron pa silang costume, meron pa silang shield, alam mo yun, meron silang group name or whatever.
Correct.
Ito, this dude is just manning a chicken shop. This, alam mo yun, this lady is just frying up some donkatsu. Alam mo yun, parang any normal person can be a superhero. So the PD was saying na it was so important for them to make the look as authentic as possible, aka as Korean as possible. And it worked, like every detail. At period pa to, kasi nagfa-flashback sila to the 80s, diba? Yung sa kwento ni Juwon, how he met his wife. I love that. I love that look. Yung motel look and the gangsta dens.
Correct.
Yung casino. Casino ba yun? Or parang club?
It's a club.
No, mas club siya.
Club.
Parang, it was so... how do I... Basta it was so delicious. Like, every inch of the screen had so much to say. Parang walang tapon. Even the decision to like dress Bongsoki in that yellow puff jacket. Although I think malaking tulong, of course, na webtoon kasi to before. So, visually, meron na silang
Pegs.
May anchor
pegs,
na sila.
may reference na sila. And I think even in the what do you call that? The webtoon, naka-puff jacket na rin si Bongsok. So, alam mo yun. But it's just, I don't know, there was something about putting him in that jacket. And like his
He's
character
just a flying
kasi,
marshmallow.
yeah, exactly.
I
And
love
he's like
it.
this bright ball of sunshine. So parang nagmukha talaga siyang sunshine with that outfit. Kasi,
By the way, yung unang interaction niya with Wisu, the girl, naka-yellow,
yeah.
naka-yellow kapote rin siya.
correct.
So parang ang
Kasi
cute na may
yung-
ganong tie-in between the two children.
Paddington
Oo,
Bear.
na parang
the
like,
Paddington
alam mo yun,
raincoat. Yeah.
yung for me, ang dating sa akin nun, parang, I mean, kung yung stories ng mga magulang nila is all about struggle and strife, parang the kids are the rays of hope for them. Alam mo yan, na parang they are, nakakalas na sila dun sa sistema na kinulong yung mga magulang nila. So like, it's just very bright and optimistic. And even sa dulo, 'di ba, parang yung last scene na nung dumating na si Dushik, biglang ang bright nung nung bubong nila. Na actually for me medyo jarring siya ng slight. Wow, it's
No,
so
but then,
so bright.
it had to be purple,
It
diba?
had to be purple.
Yeah.
No,
Because
but kasi
had to
parang
stand
lahat Parang like pati yung payong, parang it was just very, sino yun? Lisa Frank.
Correct.
Alam mo,
Well,
pero
it had
feeling ko
to
gets
be-
ko naman kung bakit.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo. Ano lang, sa view ko lang parang, wow, ang lakas, ganun. Pero parang,
Correct.
pero gets naman kung bakit. Alam mo yun, it makes sense.
Speaking of colors, ang cute, no? They did this a lot in this show, the mirroring. So the purples to the parents nga, si Miyun, saka si Dushik. And the yellows nga to Bongsoki and Hisu. So, ang cute lang na may ganon. At marami pang iba, actually. I wanna talk about that mirroring extensively later on. But yeah, oh my gosh, wait. Or maybe I should stop myself with like the prod stuff because I want to talk about the wiring, the VFX. The VFX, pinagmamayabang nila na parang...
What's a
worth their-
VFX?
The
visual effects?
visual
effects.
Okay.
Mga CGI.
Parang
Like the
pinagyayabang
CG.
nila,
Oo.
yes. Pinagyayabang nila na parang the number of shots that was taken for moving that required CGI, parang it's equivalent to 2 to 4 films or something.
Correct. Oo nga.
And it took like 60 VFX studios across 9 countries to complete all that.
Wow.
Which is kind of insane. I mean, considering that this is just a TV show. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
I mean, this is something they do in films.
Yeah.
And for reference, Avengers Endgame, they only had 2,700 VFX shots. Although, to be fair naman, parang 182 minutes lang yon. Ito parang 20 episodes. So medyo mas mahaba-haba naman din talaga yung moving. But point is, ganun ka, dedication.
And coordination, my God.
coordination,
How to do that
my
with like
God.
60 studios? That's insane.
I know. I can only, like, I got to work on that. Parang I worked on the VFX for Goyo. Parang I became the PD consultant. So every time they would show their work for approval, parang kasama ko ng director ng DP to see kung tama ba yung puno na ginawa nila, kung
Gets.
tama ba yung angulo ng street, kasi diba we use a lot of chroma green, kasi syempre we can't build the towns and the cities na in real life And oh my God, it was a lot of work. And that's just one film. Like, I
Correct.
think it took us about 3 months to do that.
Wow.
So I have no idea how they managed to... I mean, it's just insane. Like, sobrang
And
nakakaiyak
it's wild
thinking
kasi,
about that kind of dedication.
parang
yeah.
nabasa ko na the director was, parang kinuha siya at the end of him making Kingdom. So that was pretty
Yes.
recent.
Kingdom Part 2.
Part 2. So sobrang recent lang nun. Pandemic yun, di ba? So
No, parang
parang,
two, yeah.
kung shoot nila, I mean, kung hindi pandemic, natapos sila, oh yeah, pandemic. Kasi
Pandemic release.
pandemic
Pero,
ni-release. So,
oo.
pero likely mga 2019 sila natapos.
Sabihin na natin
Damn.
2019 na natapos. So, medyo intense nun. And tapos, sabi po nung PD, parang it took them 6 to 8 months to finalize the sets, the designs that they wanna do. So, this show really took a lot of time. Speaking of the director, oh my God, naloka ako Siyempre, Wikipedia ko siya at in-IMDb at lahat. Naloka ako na ang nakalista lang sa, sa list of past work is Moving and, ayun nga, Kingdom Part 2. And then that's it. And I'm like, what? How is this possible? What did he do to like, alam mo yun, pitch
To achieve
himself
this. Yeah.
to say na, I can
Kingdom.
do this?
Kingdom
Yeah,
itself.
how did he get Kingdom? Alam mo yun?
Exactly. Ano yung background niya before that? Like, how?
Zombie. May first-hand experience siya in zombies.
Galing pala siya sa Joseon
Back in
era.
the Joseon
Kaya
era.
alam niya.
Oh.
So we talked about the director now, Park In-jae. I think we cannot skip talking about Kang Ful, the writer of this series so both webtoon and streaming series. How do you this show?
Yeah.
Siya rin ang screenwriter for this. So, and wow, like sobrang amazing what he did, can I just say. Like the writing is just fantastic. His name talaga is Kang Do-young. So, pen name lang niya si Kang Ful. And the reason why he got that nickname, the Ful, because sabi niya, he was always wearing green clothes back then. And I think Ful or Pul is grass in Korean. Kaya, naging Kang Ful.
Ang full
kanyang-
of grass pala siya.
Oo, full of grass
Is
pala
he
siya.
vegetarian?
So that's
Or
his
a cow.
pen name. So, ang backgrounder niya, he started the webtoon work at around 1997 pa, and he has like about 20 webtoons under his belt, so that's kind of fantastic. And Moving is actually not his first screenplay. He's done quite a bit, so, which totally makes sense, kasi nagulat ako na, I mean, if gets, kung webtoon writer ka, ibang mundo kasi yung screenwriting so, mukhang nagkaroon naman siya ng awesome training
Practice,
in
yeah.
between practice. Kaya he was able to come up with this show, which is fantastic. The webtoon was released in 2015, and it actually has a prequel and a sequel.
Yes.
So,
it
kaya-
does.
yes.
Kaya,
So,
sure na yan!
Oo, yun yung hinala nila na merong
Yeah.
season 2. Pero which path? Kasi pwede nga siyang prequel
No,
and
yung
sequel.
mukhang yung sequel. Kasi merong post about like, what's the title of the sequel? Parang,
The sequel. Wait, I think it's called Hidden. Tama ba? Wait, trivia.
Hindi.
Bridge.
ayun. Parang there was like a cake na parang nakasulat doon, tas parang something bridge to season 2. Or bridge to something. Pero hindi nakalagay, hindi inherent na parang season 2, but something na maging bridge, blah, blah, blah. So parang may mga ganyang mga hints ako nakita sa
Correct.
Twitter. On a cake.
Interesting. Meron din akong nakuha about, since we're talking about the prequels and stuff na, there was like, someone pointed out on Twitter na meron silang, meron silang, what do you call this? Easter eggs. Remember that time na nagtitraining si PE teacher ng students? And then there was this one student that they never showed the face, but he controlled time. And then suddenly, nag-drop out na lang siya. Parang bigla na lang ganun yung kwento niya.
Correct.
Apparently, in his webtoon called Timing, ang premise nun is about 4 ordinary people with superpowers relating to time. Parang yun nga, turn back time, etc. Basta iba-iba. So, medyo interesting. And Timing is actually the prequel to Moving. So,
Yun yung prequel.
interesting. Meron silang kumbaga meron na silang mga nilatag na pwedeng pang spin-off if ever. So, good job.
Love it.
Or they can create a whole Marvel universe out of it.
Technically, they can.
Diba?
And
kung
maybe,
ilalaban na nila, diba? Might as well, right?
correct. And did you know that Kang Ful added characters in the show? So, madami siyang characters na wala talaga sa webtoon. And his reason for it is, para mabuo yung world, he wanted to make it really appear na maraming may superhero powers nga. May superpowers, I mean.
Yeah.
So, syempre very limiting yon pag sinusulat din na drawing mo. So, because of this opportunity that you're able to show it, film it, etc., he made sure na he added more. And I'm assuming it's si Bongge Man. He's one of those. Additional lang siya. And I think the Black Agents, yung tatlong
Yung mga pinatay ni Frank.
yung pinatay ni Frank, yeah. What did you guys think about the writing? Kanina pa ako nag-fanay.
Ako for me yung standout talaga, and I think it's very rare to see in K-dramas that I've seen, is how, like, they chopped up, they created episodes on the characters themselves. And I feel like it's also very parang cartoon, very comics feel. Alam mo yun? Yung parang very focused. And kaya nga parang ang dami rin nagsasabi ng mga tao na para it feels very like heroes to them. And for me, Sense8, I think yun yung sa mga recent na napanood ko, na parang each major character, and not even the major characters, parang as in may soul episode na sila lang yung bida. And for me, sobrang nakatulong siya with how I latched onto the show. Because they are so much more real. Like, yung backstory, sobrang buo. And which is amazing because in 20 episodes, lahat ng characters ni Major, nagawan nila ng ganung, parang yung storyline ng buhay nila, natuhog pa nila dun sa overarching story. Which is, for me, it's already a feat in writing. Kasi parang, ang galing. And, I mean, it helps din na parang may inyon silang lahat. Alam mo yun? Parang, lahat sila parte ng buhay ng isa't isa. So, parang you see focus sa isang character, for example, kay dun sa mag-asawa, kay Dushik, tsaka kay, what's her name? Miyun. Pero si Juwon nandun din. So, parang, alam mo yun, it helps, that kind of helps with, like, the flow of the entire story, but also focusing on the individual characters' pasts and backstory. So, ako yun yung sobrang nag-latch on to ako in terms of writing.
Actually, I was also just holding back because there's gonna be a question about like comparing it to Western. But since you mentioned Heroes, I was a huge fan of Heroes when it was still good, which was like just the first season until probably the second. Pero as in like, parang nung first episode pa lang, parang feeling ko mag-end na siya ng save the cheerleader, save the world!
Correct.
Parang ganun na yung feeling ko talaga sa kanya. And then after a while, nung lumabas na yung mga missions ni Dushik, but Homeland is also here when Homeland was good, which is up to season 3. Parang yun talaga yung mga nakita ko dito na very, yun yung mga, of course, that's what's familiar to me because that was yung mga, I was exposed to. Pero yung pagka-merge nung dalawang mundo na yun is something that you could only get from the perspective of this Korean writer.
Exactly.
Because syempre, diba, parang ang galing nung pagkakabuo. We've already seen a lot of like spy movies, a lot of superhero movies. Pero syempre, it's the North Korea versus South Korea that we haven't seen a lot of in terms of like action,
Crash landing
superhero.
lang.
Diba? Parang mga ganyan lang, diba?
Correct.
Parang, medyo mababa, hindi lang medyo pero diba, so, super parang brush lang.
Correct.
Hindi, si Kang Hanul, remember, played
pero,
a North Korean soldier.
acted as a North Korean soldier.
Diba? Tapos, pero yun, na parang sobrang wow lang sa akin, all that connection. The way it was set up, Yun yung sobrang favorite ko, yung pagka-heroes niya sa umpisa, and then bigla siyang whoosh, biglang naging homeland, parang what is happening? Ito pala yun. Kaya sobrang ang galing kasi if actually the hero's angle is enough for me, pero nung pinalaki niya bigla ng ganon, what a feat na bigla niya nagawa yun, and without forgetting about the heart na yun yung problema natin sa Uncanny Counter with season 2, diba?
Yeah.
Hindi niya nakalimutan lahat yun eh. So parang sobrang galing lang nung pagkakaalaga niya sa lahat ng characters, sa lahat ng detalye, while looping us in this story na parang, wow, ang daming nangyari, guys. Ganon. Ang galing.
Yun yung sobrang na-appreciate ko nga din, na parang even the North Koreans, parang the characters of the North Koreans may solid backstory. Kahit snippet lang, alam mo yun?
Yeah.
And it grounded the conflict
Purpose.
between the two of them. Actually, yung una silang inintroduce, sabi ko, oh my God, very controversial.
Correct.
Kahit tayo ng assassination of Kim Il-sung. What? Pero, ang interesting, kasi parang na-humanize yung mga, most of the villains.
Exactly.
Actually, like even si Frank, may backstory siya, which I'm very excited about too. And then, yung mga North Koreans as well, na parang, I'm looking back now, and even in the teeny-tiny snippets of scenes na may backstory, na-pull ka eh. Alam mo yun, dun sa mga moments. Like, for example, yung isang North Korean guy, na yung eventually naputulan ng braso. And then, biglang malaman natin na parang may anak pala siya. Na parang, grabe, that moment grounded his character and kind of like made all the rest of his actions parang make sense. Alam mo yun? And tied it all into to the very theme of the show, which is love and family.
Correct. Na, ang ganda nung pagkaka-humanize nung mga villains kasi dun mo din talaga mas ma-appreciate lahat at makita mo kung sino ang totoong kaaway dito.
Correct. Ang gobyerno.
Parang, diba? Lahat, diba? Parang
power
wala.
and authority.
Exactly. Lahat tayo, we're just mere soldiers. Just
Literally.
for what? Diba?
Nakakatuwa, diba? Kasi parang we're looking at like a Korean, South versus North Korean conflict. Pero kahit pa paano, napapasok mo sa utak mo na, kami rin ganyan. Alam mo yun?
Very universal naman kasi yun.
Yes.
So, affected din kami. Parang nangyayari, kahit wala tayong North na kalaban or South na kalaban.
But I think,
we are in factions, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think yun yung magaling sa K-drama, na parang I think hindi magagawa ng maraming Western shows. Kasi parang hasana sila sa pag-create ng ganong klaseng grounded lovingness, tenderness. I mean, karamihan ng K-drama shows, and I mean, I feel like all of them try to attempt that. So feeling ko in terms of creating that kind of feeling, that world that will create that feeling for the viewer, alam na nilang gagawin nila. Yung mga little teeny tiny moments na sobrang pwedeng daplisan sa ibang shows. Sobrang nagagawa nila ng meaning na sobrang heartfelt.
Correct.
Sobrang tuhog talaga all the time.
There's something then, kasi, so, paulit-ulit kasi nila sinasabi na parang this is about normal people who can be superheroes.
Yeah.
So parang kumbaga, dina-downplay nila yung superpowers the entire time.
Yeah.
It was always focused on the humanism. Alam mo yun?
Exactly.
Which is so great. And if you think about it, even the actual superpower, I mean, because like in the Western, we have like Cyclops and Wolverine with like, alam mo yun, well, syempre may iba-ibang backstory din yan. Pero kumbaga napaka intense kind of superpowers in a way. Parang masyadong high levels of fiction, I guess. Pero ito, although of course, also very, very fictional to have super senses and to be able to fly. But if you think about it, napaka-basic ng superpowers niya. Kasi it's super strength, super speed,
Correct.
flight, super senses,
Basic
able
pala
to
ang
heal.
flight ngayon.
Pero diba, parang kumbaga,
Pero
hindi siya Cyclops na may lalabas na laser from his
Or
his
si Storm
eyes.
na
Alam mo yun?
nakaka-conjure ng
exactly.
storm, literally.
Exactly, diba? So, parang, ang galing na kahit na superpowers yung topic, ang human pa rin ang dating.
Correct.
Kasi naka-core pa rin siya in the human aspect of the story.
Yung isa sa mga highlight for me And dahil may mga certain characters that are these, parang, di ba, may yung, like, for example, si J-Man, na who is special, and then you have another character, yung anak nung butcher lady, who is also special. Na parang for me, especially yung nung scene na yun, yung butcher lady and her son, parang, yung dating sa akin ng mga superhumans na to, parang hindi sila allowed to, be super. May ganong dating. Kumbaga parang they're othered in a way. Alam mo yun, they're excluded from society. Versus, for example, like, we go into X-Men, sure, may exclusion, pero kasi they're viewed as evolution. Alam mo yun? Kumbaga parang they're better than normal people. Parang dito, hindi sila better, they're different. Gets?
But I didn't even feel the difference Kasi parang, like for example, sa X-Men, I feel like there's a bit of an angle kasi that they're trying to get to be included to society, diba? I mean, if, diba parang there's that whole angle, that whole arch about anti-mutants yung world,
correct,
that they should be, alam mo yon, separated from the normal people, etc., etc. Pero ito, wala nga explanation kung saan nanggaling yung powers nila Alam mo yun, walang backstory.
Actually, wala. Oo,
parang
wala.
ano lang siya They just have it. And anyone can have it, basically.
And basically, parang first gen to sila Dushik, tapos second gen pa lang to. Kasi isa lang yung power nila Tapos yung mga anak nila biglang dalawang combined. Parang ganon. Diba? So parang, feeling ko parang dapat ma-explain din kung saan nga nanggaling yun sa kanila. Although, nung sa sinasabi mo dun sa ako parang I want to know because parang, obviously, kung meron nga sila, meron din sa North Korea and whatnot. I just want to know, like, the pinaka-history of it and how it evolved because it seems, yun nga, kung first gen sila at second gen pa lang to, paano nangyari yung first gen? Kung dati pang meron, okay lang, tatanggapin ko na historically, madami na tayo. Pero ito parang bago lang siya
It was, parang na-mention kasi, I forget who was talking about it, parang, basta parang mini-mention before Dushik, there was another person.
Who entered parang
from the
ka-age
north.
niya.
Ka-age ba niya yun?
Parang ka-batch niya Parang yun lang yung parang Agent
okay,
X before him, diba? Parang magka-batch sila
Pero in any case, mukha siyang global event. Kasi parang nung kay Frank, ang dami nila dong of different colored people.
Nasa US. Correct.
So, ako nung pinapanood ko siya, tinanggap ko na lang na, okay, baka ngayon lang nila na-discover na may mga gantong tao. Kasi parang for example, si J-Man, like, alam ng tao lahat na meron siyang extra something with him. But like, people were just parang, malakas lang siya, mabilis lang siya. Kumbaga sa mundong to, yung mga tao, hindi masyadong osisero. Alam mo yun? Like, alam mo yun? Parang like, okay, you're different. Ganon. Ay, actually, naisip ko nga kanina habang nagda-drive. Paano kung yung anak ng butcher is also superhuman? Alam mo yun? Kasi kaya niya magbuhat ng baka Or baboy.
Ng baboy, oo.
Pero I mean, pwede rin naman ganun. Tsaka iba kasi hindi na-awaken, di ba? Kaya nga sa North Korea, parang they force people off the cliff. Para lumabas yung superhuman strength na yun.
Although about what you were saying about a while ago about them being othered, I think, ako personally, it felt like it was again, rooted on the theme of family and protection. Kasi parang it was really the parents who was either othering them or just accepting them. Kasi clear na clear sa family ni Miyun na parang ayaw niya si Bongsok, pinoprotect niya. Hindi pwede. I-other ka nila. Parang ganun. Pero as opposed to yung sa family ni, anong pangalan ni, si Juwon, makita mo naman kay Jisoo, it was just accepted and even was like, it was even mentioned that if your mom found out, she would be so happy about it. So it was like, in the bigger scheme of things, syempre it was like fantastic for the classmates to see, oh my God, bakit yun nangyari? Pero wala naman. Parang the othering more of happened in the home versus like in the world they were living in.
Tama naman, actually. Good point. Shall we talk about this family theme? I mean,
Yes!
we already started it. I mean,
let's go.
My God. Like, can I just say na I really want to know kung saan nanggaling yung thoughts ni Kang Ful about the fathers. I feel like kasi na because we saw different kinds of fathers. Well, Mion, of course, is a form of father in a way because nga nawala si nawala
Si
si Dushik,
Oo.
si Join Sung for a time. So, she
Oo.
had to act as both mother and father to Bong Seok-ki. Pero kumbaga, parang it really felt like these are 3-4 different people with 4 different parenting styles. Na it
Yes.
felt, and they felt so, parang buong-buo sila na somehow it feels like either may hinahanap siya na sana ganito yung nanay or tatay ko, or pwede din ganito kasi yung nanay at tatay ko, so this is my tribute. Parang ganon. Kasi parang angat na angat like how the parents ba, kumbaga, the value or how he valued the parents in protecting the child on, alam mo yun, on, kumbaga, very focused yung kung saan sila nanggaling, kung ano yung journey nila, at kung paano nila pwedeng tulungan yung kid nila. And
Yeah.
parang, yun lang, parang it really just sparked my curiosity and really want to get to, parang, really want to get to know where it came from, basically.
Very
I
interesting.
think very universal din kasi yung kinds of parents that we saw Especially maybe because of Asian families. I wouldn't know how things are with the Western world. Pero 'di ba, parang medyo ganto tayo kasi talagang klaseng sanay tayo. We know a tita who's like that to their kids. We know someone from school. All the characters are actually very familiar. Some of them parang merge. Yung nanay ko medyo ganito siya and medyo ganun din siya. Parang yung mga ganun. So, ang galing nung pagkaka-characterize niya, and even just physically and just seeing it visually, as in sobrang love na love ko talaga yung kay, naiyak talaga ako kay Bongsok. Kasi yung parang, yun talaga, eto na naman mga as a mom, gusto mo lang naman protektahan yung anak mo Hindi mo naman siya gustong i-hold back. But she literally held him back with all those weights, just thinking that I'm doing this because I'm protecting you. I don't want you to end up like your father, running away from everybody all the time. And that scene na parang tinanggal na niya na, ayoko na! Yung gano'n ni Bongsok, parang, oh my God, we all know that as well as kids.
Yes,
Pero ang ganda lang din nung parang, wala hindi naman nanggaling sa hatred at ayaw lang talaga nung nanay May
Correct.
reason.
May pinanggagalingan.
May reason.
Tama.
Ang ganda-ganda nung pagkaka-visualize nun and pagkaka-layout. Syempre, actingan nila. I love that whole thread. Wala lang.
Yung isang moment din, babalik tayo dun sa butcher lady na naman. And then yung sabi ng
Favorite?
butcher lady sa kanya na, parang, why do you strap him so close to you? Parang, sakal na siya.
Nasasakal,
Tapos tingnan mo rin yung sarili mo sa mirror. Ikaw din, nasasakal ka na rin.
Oo.
Alam mo yun?
Ganda nun.
Parang, alam mo yun, it goes both ways. Alam mo yun? Parang you're protecting the child, but at the same time, parang you're also putting that responsibility of trying to protect your child so much on you. Na it's also stopping you from growing and flying. Alam mo yun? So, ang ganda lang ng moment na yon, and then cut to dun sa scene na nandun na sila sa warehouse. Ang ganda nun. Sobrang favorite ko yun. Tapos yung lumipad siya. I think dun ako, one of the first scenes na umiyak ako dun sa part na yun. Kasi parang, it was just very touching. And then, yung parang she took to heart yung sinabi ng girl, pero hindi pa rin masyado. Kasi meron pa rin siyang leash.
Oo.
Alam mo yun? But slowly and surely, she managed to let go. So parang,
Or
journey na
she
lang
found
niya.
ways. It was really cute na parang nakinig siya. And kahit na technically, hindi pa rin talaga pwede considering nga yung banta sa kanila, sa status
Correct.
nila, diba?
Oo.
But she found ways to give that to him pa rin. So, kumbaga, thanks to our parents, parang ginagawa naman ng paraan
Correct.
Kumbaga, maybe not to how we want it to be, but at least they're trying their best.
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah.
ganon.
They do.
Aw,
And I feel like we only realize it when we're older.
Yeah.
I feel like siguro nung nag-react ng malaking ganun si Bongsok, hindi pa niya nagigets kung bakit. Obviously, hindi pa niya nagigets kasi first time na mention ever yung tatay niya, di ba? Sabi niya.
Hindi nila pinag-uusapan
Hindi nila
kasi
pinag-uusapan
talaga,
eh. So parang, I guess
Problema
siguro,
ng Asian families
correct.
yan.
Totoo yan.
Well, hurt din naman kasi si Mion
Oo
eh.
naman.
Feeling
May
ko, sakit.
lack of communication sila. But I guess that's their growth as mother and son.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? And ako personally, sa tandahong to, ngayon ko lang fully nare-realize yung extent ng sacrifice din ng mga magulang ko for me. And I feel like, ang ganda lang tingnan nung journey na yon kasi, ako kasi at this point in my life, nakaka-relate na ako dun sa story fully, na kaya ko na siyang panoorin at panoorin yung buhay ko from a different perspective. Parang ganun. So, ang ganda lang nung pagkakalatag. Iba na yung meaning for me.
correct.
Versus, for example, if I watch it when I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
Feeling ko hindi ganun
It's
yung
probably
effect.
just all the... Because, it was well made. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
I'm sure, it's all the wows and the wirings and the... Alam mo yun, the super scenes and all that. And
Correct.
all the guns and all that. They were
True.
all... all those action scenes were
Yeah.
executed beautifully and perfectly. But the heart talaga, I'm just so amazed that the heart is just pumping.
Correct.
Yes. And yun nga na parang as opposed to how Juwon was fathering. Sobrang ibang-iba din naman yung journey niya. Grabe, sobrang nakakaiyak yung buong
communication.
storya niya. Pero, di ba, obviously, he suddenly had to become both a dad and a mom. Pero even just figuring that out and supporting his daughter the best way he knew how. Parang,
Correct.
hindi naman siya yung overprotective. Parang, actually, di ba, nung i-kick out na nga yung anak niya, nilapitan niya lahat, paid off all the parents just so that hindi, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
parang, yun yung way niya, pero hindi niya inother yung anak niya na, wag mong ipapakita sa lahat to, parang, okay lang yan, gusto nga ng nanay mo yan. Parang ganun yung dating eh. Parang, ang ganda din nung contrast, nung pagkakagawa naman niya, nung parenting niya versus yung parenting ni Mion. Nakakaiyak yan
Can
sa
I just share, seryosong role. Inang galing talaga niya. As in,
Fantastic!
he is just so much fun to watch. As in,
He is.
He was the
parang,
main star for me.
Ako din. As in siya talaga.
I agree.
Yung whole journey niya. And to add to what you said about the different kind of parenting style. Like, for example, si Mion kasi feeling ko yung journey niya to be a mother, parang lumatag siya hanggang dun sa present time eh. Dun sa, alam mo yun, nung na-discover na ni Bongsok yung powers niya, blah, blah, blah. Feeling ko kasi yung story ni Juwon, matagal nang nakalatag. Of course, richer kasi yung past niya. Like, he was a former gangster na naghahanap ng purpose. Alam mo yun? Which is
palaging nawawala.
Laging nawawala na. For me, as in
Cute
talagang yung
nun.
story talaga yung pinakagusto. Kasi parang, ang
Love it
ganda
so
lang nung
much.
konsepto ng isang tao who has all the power, who has the power to not get hurt. And partida, ang ganda rin ito, he doesn't get hurt. He gets hurt, but he heals. So, kaya niyang tiisin lahat ng sakit.
Correct.
Alam mo yun? Alam mo yun? And I think feeling ko yun din yung nakatulong towards his being a father to putangin ng pangalan to.
Hisu.
Ni Hisu.
Hisu.
Parang to become a father to Hisu. Kasi nangyari na lahat yun sa kanya. At alam niya yung extent ng kayang gawin ng power niya. Pero for him, ang pinaka-true at na-discover niya nung nakilala niya yung kanyang wife is yung inner self niya. As in, yun naman kasi yung tinatry niya i-discover eh. Nung naghahanap siya ng purpose. Na ang galing for me. Kasi parang, sobrang bagay sila talaga nung asawa niya. Kasi yung asawa niya sobrang, diba? Sobrang siya.
Grabe.
Alam mo yun? Pero, but also very virtuous people. Alam mo yun? But with the wife though is a little bit more parang, no, hindi ko gagawin yan. May boundaries ako. Siya kasi parang, he doesn't do that. He chooses the easiest route. And then when they finally get together, feeling ko, dun nabuo yung pagiging Juwon niya. As in, he is his most authentic self. Which is so sad because she fucking passes away.
Did you see that na parang meron parang interview sa kanya kay Ri Sung-yong na parang kung merong parang if there was one thing that you could change or if you could turn back time as your character, what will you do? Sabi niya, I will save my wife.
Yeah.
Ang ganda-ganda pa nung reveal kay Ju-won. Kasi like, 'di ba, yun nga, he starts as like the chicken shop owner as a dad, wala ka pang alam alam mo lang yung anak niya may superpowers. And then all of a sudden, nung pinapatay na ni Frank yung mga Agent X, and then one of them was like, humanda ka kay Guryong Po bago siya mamatay. And then, nung na-connect, parang biglang lumabas yung papel, Guryong Po, tas mukha niya, I was like, what?
Correct.
Yung nagpa-fry nung chicken?
Correct.
Sobrang awesome doon.
Ganda nung reveal na yun. I love it so much.
Ang galing lang sa reveal, no? Kahit yung kay Jo Insung, tungtuwa ako.
Yeah, kilig.
Pero kilig yun, kilig. But wait, I wanna go back to what you said about how Ju-won has the power to get her. He gets hurt and it's painful. He always complains na ang sakit, diba? Pero he heals anyway. Tapos, naalala ko kasi yung more than that scene kasi yung sa funeral, yung umiiyak siya habang nagbibihis, na napakasakit. Alam mo kung saan ako iyak ng iyak? Nung hindi niya alam kung paano mag-computer. Pero tinatry pa rin niya. Kasi parang
he had to have a job.
He had to do it. And then you can see sobrang galing na galing ako sa acting nun sa eksena yun. Kasi nakikita mo talaga sa mata niya yung struggle.
Correct.
Kahit na technically nakanganga lang siya sa computer.
Para siya si Mr. Incredible.
Oh,
diba?
Yeah. Actually.
Kailangan magka-desk job bigla. Alam mo yun?
Correct. Pero, syempre, with him na rin as acting it with like his eyes and like, tas parang meron din siya yung pride factor na ayaw yung tanongin yung katabi niya kasi, obviously, he's like one of the older gentlemen in the room. So, alam mo yun, in a way, parang nakakahiya if hindi niya alam kung paano to gamitin, yung technology, etc. and all that. Parang ang galing lang na naka-mirror din yun sa healing powers niya kasi parang he is just gonna take in all these pain, this suffering, just so that they can move forward. The healing is with like him doing him being able to provide for Hisu, and oh my god,
so he is the healed and he is also a healer.
Correct.
In that sense.
So, love ko rin yung dedication niya sa wife niya, diba? Like, just that scene, yung barbecue dinners nila every month.
Actually.
And then, like, yung biglaan na lang yung wife niya na, actually, I'm just doing this because I'm ovulating. Cancel business trip! Buhat! Tara na! Gawin na natin to!
That scene, sobrang sumakit puso ko nun for her. Kasi, I mean, obviously, before that, kasi parang they would put snippets of, like, the pregnancy test and all that.
Yeah.
Pero hindi masyadong in-explain kung anong gusto, I mean, mo naman kung anong gusto niya. Pero the way she delivered it, yung disappointment na hanggang ngayon hindi pa siya pregnant and like, ayun nga, na parang ito lang yung time natin, tinatiming ko to para matupad yung dream ko, etc., etc. Parang, kumirot yung puso ko nun kasi parang alam mo na struggle siya for a lot of women too. Alam mo yun, it's so real.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I love his response, of course.
I know,
which is sex.
Best!
Correct.
Let's get it on, girl.
True. Pero
diba?
ang ganda na reaction niya eh. Hindi siya parang hindi siya caricature na parang, okay, let's do it. Parang ganun. Parang it was so sincere na parang,
I know.
love. I mean, this is love, man. Alam mo yun?
Exactly. Theirs is just so pure. And ganun dapat. Express yourselves, wives. Let's do it. Wow.
And then yung last scene na parang yung sa last episode na yung parang nag-recall siya nung time na nasa coffee shop siya tapos parang bumalik na siya. Tapos parang they were talking about like, this is the happy ending. Na parang it always goes back like to that moment with the wife.
Oo.
Alam mo yun, na parang, I guess, lahat ng ginagawa niya is also for her. Kasi I mean, si Wisu, nila yan eh, parang, pinaghirapan nila yan eh. Alam mo yun?
Miracle baby.
Miracle baby siya eh. Alam mo yun, sa lahat
like literal miracle. She survived the car crash.
She survived the car crash. Tapos, diba, prior to that, inamin pa ni Wisu na parang, dun kay Juwon na, tama ba? Sa kanya inamin, di ba? Na parang I remember mom,
Last words.
oo, na parang,
Oo.
she looked at me and she was smiling.
Oo.
Na parang, wow. Parang, I mean, end of the day, kasi siya yung bunga ng pagmamahal nila. And for him, I feel na parang to keep her alive, not just in his memories. Which makes me like really, as in itong story talaga niya yung parang super nag-latch ako. And now that we're talking about it even more, parang siya kasi yung nagkaroon ng real life struggle. As in yung struggle ng tao, ng normal people. Kasi si Dushik siya kasi Miyun, parang di naman masyado, wala namang ganun. Parang
Struggle pa rin. Pero
struggle
kumbaga,
pa rin, but
hindi
in a,
real life.
siya yung real life.
Pati yung labor, and alam mo yun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, nung nag-provincial life naman sila, masaya sila eh. Alam mo yun? Parang idyllic pa nga yung dating eh. Diba? Pero siya kasi parang, kailangan niya maghanap ng trabaho, kailangan niya i-keep yung apartment niya. Alam mo yun? Parang,
Grabe yun. Ang sakit-sakit nun. Yung pa-resign na siya.
Pa-resign na siya, pero
Mag-resign na siya, kaya lang mawawalan siya
kailangan
ng
niya magtrabaho sa
bahay.
sa mining.
Correct. Tapos, di ba, in-explain pa ni Hisu na ano siya, what you call that? Sa spaces. Ayaw niya sa tight
Claustrophobic.
spaces. Claustrophobic siya.
Can I jump to another character?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love J-Man so much. He is the purest form of love in this show. Putang ina talagang iyak ko nung niyakap. Ang galing-galing ng actor na yun. Yung niyakap niya yung anak niya, tapos yung nagsusorry lang siya kasi late siya.
Sobrang yun yung isa sa mga favorite reveals ko rin na may powers din pala yung kids. Actually, ang ganda-ganda nun kasi tuhog siya. Kasi dun na-reveal na may power din yung bata and at the same time, they realize that it can be inherited. And nandun si Juwon. So, nakita mo rin yung mata niya ng takot na, oh my God, my daughter. Sobrang love ko rin si J-Man kasi parang, purest form of love. I mean, he's called the idiot, the pabo, alam mo yun. And like, kumbaga, all he can think about, of course, is his son. Like, the way na, yun lang iniisip niya the entire time. Like, ang tagal, actually, ang galing, parang, kasi ang tagal before we reached to J-Man, right? But we would see him all the time. He was introduced na, nandun lang siya sa kanyang Pyeongsan, naghihintay.
Crushing cans.
Crushing cans. Yung pala yun.
Diba?
Hindi ko ma-figure out kung ano ginagawa mo eh.
He was crushing
Sinasabi mo ba sa akin, stop it, edit, shut up.
I was crushing
I'm sorry.
Paano mo mag-crush ng cans kung di ganito, di ba?
Sa bagay. So, nandun lang siya sa Pyeongsan na nag-aabang. Tapos, alam mo yun, yung naka-timing lang. Hinihintay niya si Gang-hoon. Already, you can tell na he's probably in the spectrum. But, you know, it's later on that we find out that he really is. But, when he was introduced, he was carrying this huge pile of stuff behind him.
As in DV vibes.
Correct. But
Alam
more.
mo yung scene na yun talaga, sabi ko, parang Pilipinas,
Diba?
Quiapo,
Parang
lang tayo,
Quiapo.
Parang Quiapo talaga, as in. Parang ko like, nasa na yung mga nagbibenta ng pamparegla dyan?
Correct! Yan na yung kulang.
Correct.
Diba?
Tsaka
Pero
yung
ang galing.
dung ng simbahan. Okay, go ahead.
Tama. Pero diba ang galing? Kasi parang we have an idea nga na maybe limited nga yung abilities niya. But no. Powerful. Like, he can carry all that stuff. And then, diretso pa to may asawa at anak. Alam mo yon. Tapos, very panicky about Ganghuna na parang, kamusta na siya? Kumain na ba siya? Etc. etc. Parang, ang galing.
I honestly feel na he is the most powerful of all of them. Considering
I think
na wala
so too.
siyang training whatsoever. Like, intrinsic lang sa kanya na as in
To protect.
Not to protect, just to have all those skills. Like skill level lang. Like kaya niyang as in he knows his strength, his speed, as in ano yun, parang may mga moves pa siya na alam naman natin na wala siyang training unless sunod siya ng mga like kung fu sa TV, pero wala naman pinakitang ganun. So honestly for me, parang kaya nung dulo talaga nung dumating siya to like be the final chess piece in this
In that
fight
school.
against the villain. As in talagang sumisigaw ako, J-Man!
Correct. Tapos sinusundan pa natin siya kasi he was like running,
He was running pa.
Jumping from roof to
Nagpa-parkour.
roof. Oo, correct.
Tapos litong-lito pa yung mga tao, parang bakit nagsiskip siya ng streets? Diba? Parang
correct.
baka GPS problem. No.
Oo. No, tumatalon lang po siya. At may follow-up question, ba't nga pala siya nakaganito?
Correct. Oo.
Hindi nila alam kung bakit.
Bakit nga ba siya nakaganito? Special
Tong
request po
gobyerno
ng
to,
NIS.
problema Sobrang gets ko what you were saying na parang paparating na. Parang kumbaga siya yung savior.
Correct.
Siya yung, he's coming. That's kind of cool. Pero kaya naman the reason why I said protect kanina, kasi yun nga, I don't think he knows how strong it is. Pero it's triggered by his
love. For
Like
his
the
child.
moment that he knows he needs to protect, bam, which is actually scarier. And in fairness, buti na nahuli ng NIS. I mean, for their benefit, but I don't agree. Kumbaga, buti siya yung, kumbaga, na-capture nila. Kasi, he could turn into a problem for them if hindi nila siya ma-handle properly, diba?
Yeah.
But it only goes to show how fucking NIS just uses people.
Yeah,
Alam mo yun?
I
exactly.
mean, government.
Tapos
Like,
kinorner pa nila yung anak nila na
Oh.
parang, you gotta do this, you gotta study in this school, you gotta train, you gotta apply for us. Ang kapalit
Correct.
nito is the freedom of your father. Oh my
Correct.
God. Gusto ko lang i-mention too, na yung sa Quiapo scene, sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako that they used, ang background ng eksena nun is the flyover. That's the famous flyover na giniba, flyover or bridge or highway. It was a highway, parang skyway nila of sorts. Na giniba and turned it into a stream.
Yeah. They did mention that, right?
Yeah, they did.
Kaya sila tinatanggal doon.
Correct. Korea is super applauded for that act. Kasi, kumbaga, they were able to prove that you don't need streets for a place to thrive. Kasi right now, if Changwon River, basta that river, I'm sure if you guys have been to Korea or are planning to go to Korea, it's
Love struck
usually,
in the city.
yes, it's usually part of the itineraries everywhere because it is a wonderful piece of work that they did. So the world super applauds them for converting that kasi kumbaga na-prove nila na hindi lahat ng cities kailangan puro kalsada. You put a stream and the street will be alive. The city will live. But what I loved about that in that segment being included in the show is because ang in-include nila was the struggle of the poor people. Kasi syempre, may livelihood involved na natanggal because of the construction of that thing. So parang, it's another question na, oh my gosh, okay, they managed to reach progress pero at the cost of these people.
Yeah.
Again, fantastic writing kasi 'di ba at the end of it all, it's still core family, pero nakapasok-pasok pa rin sila ng mga ganong political thing. I mean, yung thing natin about the North and South na hindi naman talaga sila ang enemies, but it's the authority and the power na sila naman talaga yung problema kung kaya bakit sila nagkahiwa-hiwalay at nagkakawatak-watak, alam mo yun?
To add lang dun, parang na-appreciate ko din this, I mean, the entire series nga naman, as you said, na parang it's all about power play, authority, alam mo yun. Pero at the end of it all, parang they all felt that they were trapped in this system and super appreciate that everyone, regardless of any side, wanted to like end that cycle. And parang ang ganda na yun yung end, na parang they took it upon themselves. Alam mo yun, medyo vigilante-ish nga. Ano yun, parang like, ako nagagawa, parang ganun. The North Korean guy killing yung commander niya, kasi gusto niyang i-end yung cycle. Even yung ang tawag dito, yung trainer, actually, mas evident sa akin sa North Korea, for some reason. Kasi obvious yung struggle eh. Obvious yung strife, obvious yung violence involved in creating progress. At alam nila na ayaw nilang gawin, pero kailangan na nilang tapusin.
Kailangan.
Ayun. Kaya parang
Kasi
yung
comrade sila.
Kasi comrade sila.
Wala silang choice.
Oo. So parang alam mo, ako nagagawa. Nandun ako na-appreciate. Na parang yung guy nga, yung commander, si Dushik. Na by the way, sorry, yun lang yung medyo bubog ko. Kasi parang galing siyang underground den situation. Long hair and all. Tapos biglang, nagpagupit muna tayo? Like, dumaan mo tayong barbershop para...
Kasi, kikitain niya asawa niya eh.
Hindi,
so,
I mean,
kailangan pogi.
Saan
Kailangan
naginawa na
magpagupit
Ba,
muna.
after niya barilin, di ba? Dumiretso na siya muna. Hindi, dumaan muna siyang
Kailangan muna niya
barbershop.
magpagupit. Oo, kailangan muna magpagupit kasi baka hindi siya makilala eh.
Ang gusto kong malaman is kung nag-set ba siya ng appointment.
Actually, gusto ko malaman.
Uy, andito na ako.
In my head kasi dala sa kuweba siya, so alam mo yun, hygiene is really poor and all that. Like, who is your dentist? Who fixed you up before meeting your wife and child? You're still so perfect.
Bigla-bigla. Tanggapin
Correct.
na lang natin ending sequence na naman daw eh.
Oo, ending
Kasi
sequence na naman.
Joan Song yan eh. Like, come on.
May-
Like, how, sabi nga ng director, hirap na hirap siya eh. Parang yung eksena nila dun sa, yun sa orchard.
Oo.
Parang sabi niya, sinisira niya vision ko kasi masyadong pogi.
Correct.
So, struggle
Ayoko,
silang
okay
papangitin
lang.
siya.
Pero grabe siya, like,
Tanggap
sobrang
ko.
nilang pinaitim yung skin niya. Parang yun na yung best attempt nyo na papangitin siya, paitimin. Yun ba yun? Pumogi nga
Tsaka yung clothes,
yung
parang,
tanned.
okay, I guess kupas.
Sana yung mukha rin niya kupas. Kasi yun naman nakikita most of the time eh. Grabe.
Basically, with everything that we've been saying, no? Parang it seems like the reason why we think this show is successful, although we mentioned it na rin earlier, how it compares to the West kasi. Parang it seems din kasi that it has all the genres.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you have the action, the thriller, the suspense, the supernatural powers. It's supernatural. Yeah, the superpowers angle. Plus, you have romance and teen
Exactly.
romance. Imagine, you have like the
Yes.
adult kilig, tapos may teen romance.
Correct.
Hindi lang teen romance eh, pati yung mga mga coming of age
Yeah.
angles is also
Yes.
present. So it feels like everything's packed into one.
Mm-hmm.
Tas hindi lang siya yung, I mean, so many K-dramas try to do this, right? They kind of like to overdo things and put in everything at the same time. But somehow, this manages to get it all right.
Yes.
So, but what do you guys, I think that's one of my theories in why this is successful. Do you guys have anything else?
I think like what we talked about, like everything felt so universal and also familiar and not so familiar at the same time. Ang ganda lang, I think kahit saan mong lagay, something well-made is something well-made. Iniisip ko nga ngayon because we mentioned a while ago kung ano yung mga worldwide hits when it comes to like K-dramas. You mentioned, parang Squid Game, Kingdom. I guess sa Kingdom medyo meron naman kasi medyo grounded din yung mga story. Yung Squid Game, may family struggle, but then it's not as if we were really invested with the whole thing. Ito lang yung siguro yung mas labas yung heart dun. Kaya parang na-surprise ako na, okay, so pwede rin palang mag-hit yung ganito because based on the trend, it seems like it's always just the fantastic, gruesome, violent things that the world likes. But suddenly, this one, all of that, but with a heart. World!
Correct.
Are we ready to change? World peace next? Okay, G.
Correct. Ako same siguro. And also by the power of Disney. Parang feeling ko they really put a lot in like
May factor.
promoting this talaga. And like getting all the best people involved. And as Pia nga said, like a good product is a good product anywhere. And I think tagus talaga siya. Parang it helped siguro, hindi kasi ako masyadong sure how popular it is eh. Like, kasi parang yung Squid Games kasi medyo ibang level yung popularity.
Oh, medyo ibang level yung
Parang
Squid Game. I don't think it reached pa Squid Game levels.
Oo. But parang yung pagkagawa niya, actually when I was watching it, parang I didn't feel like a K-drama for me actually. And I think that's why it hit like a lot more people than your usual K-drama people. Kasi parang it's the same, but it's fresh.
I was actually gonna ask, like, would you, I was thinking din kasi na possibly, baka kasi yung freshness angle is actually the being very Korean about it. Which, if you think about it, is so present in Kingdom, because obviously, period, Joseon era, even Squid Game, I mean, kahit na may pagka-western siya, I mean, the variety game angle of it, even the street games, alam mo yun, the dalgona, and so many very, very Korean cultural things are injected into a show that was produced, so that was mounted so cool, like according to the standards of what's cool to the world. And I feel like moving is like this too, pero yung pagka-Korean niya is the director calls it the Korean humanism, eh. And I guess that's like how they value how they see people, how they see families, and even I guess with their views, maybe even just maybe this is Kangful's view on the situation of the North and South. Because, diba, parang we would all sometimes read na South Koreans really want reunification. It's just that there are powers up there that don't want. But, alam mo yun, they're all for it. So, alam mo yun, these are technically views, very, very Korean views presented and mounted in a palette that's very, reachable that's very approachable by a lot of other people na hindi lang K-drama fans.
Yeah, oo. Parang ano siya, like, kung gift siya, yung packaging mo is like your usual mainstream. Pero pagbukas mo, kimchi jjigae.
Songpyeong.
Or ano pala siya, parang
rice cake.
Rice cake yung loob. Alam mo yun.
Oo, mga
Okay, so I have actually a final question, but man, we are running quite long already. Pero quickie na lang, kasi ayun nga, on the final episode 20, and Trency was even like messaging me the moment she finished watching this. Parang ang daming bitin, like ang daming mga, nasa na? Anong nangyari? Anong pwedeng mangyari? Anything that you want to mention and shout out na sana ma-approach or mabalikan natin for season 2
Frank!
na that got you excited? But yes, Frank
and Elias.
Correct. Tsaka, yun nga, yung sinabi ko kanina, ang pangalan niya si Kim Yong-tak, yung student na who can control time.
Oh, I wanna also
sino pa?
know more about yung anak nung hairdresser lady. Kasi she was shown eh.
Yeah.
Tas
yeah,
parang,
died.
no, she didn't die.
She died of cancer.
She died
She
of
died
cancer.
of cancer. Kasi,
No. Oh, yeah, go.
kasi 'di ba nung week kasi ni Ate Girl, nung hairdresser, parang nagpan sila sa isang babae na nakatungo. Tapos nagstay sa kanya for a while.
Alam mo.
And then before that, they
yung
had...
naka-hoodie na nakatalikod.
Oh, basta nakaupo din. And then they had the conversation pa nga, 'di ba? 'Di ba nung nire-recruit na si
na
Ate
madami siyang
Girl?
adopted.
Oo, 'di ba nire-recruit na siya ng NIS. Sabi niya, lipat mo ko doon, ganyan kasi bibigyan lang ako opportunities, ganyan. Tapos parang pa nga yun eh, yung shot noon nasa labas ka nung salon. Hindi ka pwede kasi ganyan. Ako bahala sa'yo. Tapos biglang patay na siya.
May na-sense nga akong ganun. Although, parang medyo in-accept ko rin kasi kung namatay talaga siya ng cancer, it kind of makes the super humans more human kasi kumbaga they can die of cancer. But, of course, tama ka, yung sinabi nga ni Naju, I think yung pangalan ng mom.
Oo.
Parang nung sabi niya na ako bahala, parang it really felt like, ano
Diba?
plano?
And then she died. Diba? And for me talaga telling kasi nung wake eh. Kasi may isang babae silang dun naglinger sila sa kanya eh. Plus yung actress kasi sikat eh. Pangalan nun.
Na siya yung nasa Nevertheless and sa Midnight Runners.
Oo. So parang, alam mo, sayang. Pwede pa rin gamitin.
Siyempre, gusto ko rin ng bungsok dushik interaction. I mean, sobrang cute naman nung baby siya, yung bigla siyang nalipad na rin, tas nakita sila sa clouds. Pero ngayon naman, as like, somebody who's in control of his powers. Ang cute. I wanna see that.
God, I scream talaga nung kasi 'di ba para yung sequence noon, parang panagilip lang niya yung lumilipad siya. And then suddenly nag-rush in si Dushik tapos siya pala yung tatay. Oh my God, I scream.
Grabe talaga yun.
I scream talaga. Shit.
Love it
And at
so
the same
much.
time, after screaming, sabi ko talaga, oh my God, tawa si Pia! Ang pogi!
Grabe siya.
Yung si
Cute
din, yung si Ate Girl na yung pinrotektahan ni Hisu.
Hisu.
Na pala, NIS.
Oo.
Na bigwig pala siya.
Hindi pala siya nag-age yung kanyang superpower.
Ah.
Tapos ang pangalan niya ay Shin Ye-won.
So she's a black agent.
I don't know if she's a black agent or she's just part of NIS. Or what if siya ang link natin kung paano nagsimula itong superhuman
Posible. Kung hindi siya
kasi
nag-age.
kung hindi siya nag-age,
So, matagal na siya.
ang tagal na
So, mataas
niyang-
na siya sa ranks.
Yeah, kasi
In that sense.
si Director Min,
Tupi.
nataranta
Oo,
siya
eh.
Oo, tupi siya eh. 'Di ba? Oh, interesting. And you who else I wanna like see more of, pero feeling ko baka patayin siya.
Sino?
si, what's his name? The North Korean guy who lived, the fried
Oh, the
chicken.
tall guy.
Si Uncle.
Samchon.
Pero alam mo kung sinong ayaw ko talagang balikan? Yung principal na chismoso na may reptile eyes. Yung nakakakita ng
God!
Siya yung tagahanap.
And
So,
plus, his ears, there's hair growing out of his ears. It annoys me each time I can't concentrate
siya
whenever he's on
nagka-cough.
screen.
Oo. Nakakairita siya, pero alam ko, malaking role niya.
Correct.
Kasi siya, if you think about it, siya rin yung nagpapatakbo ng NIS at hindi niya rin reveal sa kanila na may powers siya. O at least to Director Min, di ba? Or palagi niya lang sinasabi na I'm great at research or whatever. So,
Okay.
interesting. So many crumbs, guys. So many Easter eggs. Biten kung biten, but wow. Like, at the end of the day, ako sobrang satisfied. A lot of people were complaining, what? It ended at 20 episodes. Ako, I'm not complaining. I just want them to rush to go for Kangful, to go to that drawing board and start writing that freaking script for the next season. Because, like, I don't know, I really cannot wait for the next season. I'm really, really 100% guaranteed na it's gonna happen. So, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have final words on the show?
I'm just so thankful that this came out. Like, this year felt so dry for me when it comes to K-dramas. Like, it's so hard to find something that I really liked. And this one, as in, I feel like sobrang konti lang ang mga K-drama that I rewatch because ang daming mga bago at laging pinapanood. And this, even right now when we're talking about it, I want to rewatch it because actually, kahit na 20 episodes siya, 40 minutes each lang naman siya, guys.
Correct.
Sobrang, it's so easy to watch. It's sobrang nakaka-invest ng emotions. I'm just so grateful that this came out. Thank you so much, Disney Plus, for this. And ilabas nyo na agad yung season 2. Galit na galit po yung asawa ko sa ending. As in, napatayo po siya, tapos naglakad-lakad. Yun na yun? Ang bitin! Bakit ganon? Hindi, ang dami niyang sinabi eh. Para po sa peace of mind niya. Ilabas niyo na po ang
Correct.
season 2.
Much appreciate the show. As in, whole lot of fun. Parang, iba yung feeling na binibigay niya. And truly appreciate na it's about family and, parents, sacrifice. Alam mo yun, parang we usually, sometimes people dismiss that. Alam mo yun, and this like modern day and age. Alam mo yun, parang ang dating ng mga tao, parang, sakripisyo ng mga magulang ko yun. I mean, hindi ako involved. Pero, parang na-appreciate yung mga gantong Asian takes on like familial relationships. Na parang, it's a give and take. And I hope na a lot more people out there who aren't Asians, who don't experience this kind of dynamic, see this and appreciate naman the kind of family dynamics that we have. And hopefully a lot more people din na Asians, na tayo na nabuhay ng ganyan, get to appreciate din yung beauty rin ng ganong klaseng familial dynamics nga ng isang Asian family. So, yun lang naman. Nakaka-touch siya. Although, meron ako lang, sana yung dulo, wag nang parating parang K-drama. Kasi dun, baka para ako si Eric. Kasi para ako, urot na urot talaga ako nung end eh. Na para ako like, ang bilis na naman. Bakit? Ba't para tayo nagpamadali? Yun lang.
Yung bilang chop, 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 parang graduation.
Ang dami nangyayari, kulang na lang
chop,
PPL.
parang gano'n. Correct. Buti na lang, hindi sila na gano'n.
Buti na lang walang
Correct.
PPL. Oo nga.
Take note, uncanny counter.
Correct.
Ay,
Naku, baka sa season 2 lumabas naman yung mga PPL. Ayusin
Sana wag
lang
na.
nila.
Kasi
yung
kasi sikat na sila.
Oo, diba?
Kailangan na nilang mag-latch on. Ay, nako.
Bigla na lang.
Okay, so we are now in this portion na inaabangan ng lahat. So for this episode, guys, bilang we talked extensively about families, ang ating game is Family Feud!
OMG,
diba?
Ding Dong Dantes. Charot.
Correct. So, you guys, alam nyo naman kung paano maglaro ng Family Feud, diba? Meron tayong category or question na tatanungin ko, and basically, sasabihin nyo sa akin na ng top 5 or 5 things that you think belong under this category/question. Itong mga answers nyo, meron siyang equivalent points whether or not pasok siya dun sa question/category na in-answer ko, and then pataasan lang tayo ng score.
Okay.
This game is Trency versus Pia, so I am your host because I have all the answers and the knowledge, so handa na kayo. Okay, so let's begin our first ever One to Sarang Family Feud.
Mali pa rin. Hindi nagbabago.
Okay, so ang ating unang category, relating to Hisu and her flight to become a PE major for college. Please name the popular sports in Korea. Go.
Pia!
Pia, because she said Pia
Ako,
and not me.
Sorry, akala ko buzzer.
Oo. Sorry. Name. Okay, Pia.
Football. 2, baseball.
Okay.
3,
Uy, dapat may time limit yan.
sige.
Actually,
Anong tawag
dapat
doon?
mabilisan
Curling.
to, no?
Curling.
Curling, okay.
4 is speed skating.
Okay.
5, volleyball.
Alright. Okay, Miss Trency.
Okay. Badminton, basketball,
Okay.
wrestling, shirung. Tatlo na yon. Tennis,
Okay.
and golf.
Wonderful.
Correct.
Grabe yung okay ko, no? Parang kumuha lang ako ng order.
Correct.
Kasi
Di
nagsusulat
para kang
pa ako.
nag-ano.
Oo.
NSO statistics.
Okay, so apparently, ang top 5 sports in Korea is number 1, baseball.
Yay!
Number 2, football.
Yay!
Number 3, basketball.
Oh.
Number 4, esports.
Kasama pala
Oo
yung
nga.
sports.
At number 5, volleyball.
Ah.
Pero naglagay din ako na in-include ko rin yung top 8. So, may additional 8 pa ako underneath just in case. Para may equivalent points din siya. So, those 3 are taekwondo, badminton, and golf. Okay, so baseball gets 100 points. Football gets 50, basketball is 30, esports is 20, volleyball is 10, and the last 3, taekwondo, badminton, golf, is 1 point.
Okay.
Okay, so the results of the first round, with Pia getting football, baseball, and volleyball, you get 160 points.
Yay!
Trency, on the other hand, getting badminton, basketball, and golf, gets 32 points.
Layo ko. Kailangan mo una ako.
Okay lang yan, kayang-kaya pang humabol
Okay, game.
kasi merong 150 points di ba? Okay, so for our next category, to pay tribute naman to Hisu's father, Juwon, who is a fried chicken restaurant owner. Please name the top 5 popular street food in Korea.
Trency!
Pia!
Di pa ako nag-go, pero sige, Trency.
Top 5 popular street foods in Korea. Okay. Tteokbokki. Tangina na ba mga street food dun? Yung sutok, getok, o megetok.
Talaga?
Tteokbokki, sutok.
Aha.
Ano yun? Yung may
Oy, bigyan mo din siya ng time.
yung may
Oo nga.
yung tinapay, yung may yung favorite ni Namjoon.
5,
Chicken.
4,
Fried chicken.
fine,
Fried
chicken.
chicken. Fucking shit. Ano yun? Bonggo
Bunggo pang. Sabihin ko na, yun yung sasagutin ko eh.
Bunggo pang. Tsaka
5,
egg drop.
4. Okay, Miss Pia, ano po ang inyong answers?
Tanghulu
Ano?
Hotok. Tanghulu.
Tanghulu?
So, obviously, wala siya sa list. Yun yung trending right now.
Sorry.
Yung mga candies, yung mga fruits na candied.
Yeah. Okay.
Ang
Ano
huli,
next?
hotok, chestnut bread, and
You have 2
street
more.
food.
5, 4.
Jajangmyeon? Mung bean pancake.
Okay. Tatak. Okay. So, ang top 5 street foods in Korea is, of course, number 1, tteokbokki.
Tteokbokki.
Yay!
Number 2, sundae.
Sundae. Street food pala yun.
Apparently. Number 3 is kupbap. I did not know this, but it's
Yung
rice
rice
in a
and
cup. Oo. That's in a cup. Number 4, mandu. And number 5 is the Korean chicken.
Baby chicken.
The rest, yung last 3 to complete the 8, it's omok. So that's fish cake. Bap burger, which is rice burger.
Fish cake!
And twigim, yun yung mga fried stuff. Diba? They like frying squid, mga vegetables. Pia still on the lead with 160. And Trency with 142. And finally, kaya pang humabol ni Trency for our final category for this family feud. Magsabi kayo agad ng pangalan nyo the moment
When you say
I say
Go.
Hindi, the moment I finish
okay.
saying the category.
Sige.
Oh my
Ganun na
gosh.
lang. This is a tribute naman to Dushik, who can fly. Please name the top 5 destinations that Koreans love to go.
Trency!
Pia!
Oh.
Gusto mo yes, may ko talaga sa mic.
Okay, Trency, go.
Okay. Destinations that you wanna go to. Cebu?
Countries naman.
Countries. Okay. Philippines, USA, France, Thailand, and I would say Spain.
Okay. How about you, Pia?
Japan,
Mm-hmm.
Italy,
Mm-hmm.
Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
For concerts. Charot.
Manonood din ba sila ng concert?
Hindi sila makabili sa kanila.
Oh, New Zealand
Okay.
and Canada.
Meron kayong hindi nasabi na hindi rin napuntahan ni Joshua Hong. Okay. So, ang top 5 destinations na gustong puntahan ng Vietnamese ng Koreans are number 1, the US. Number 2, Vietnam.
Ooh.
Number 3, Thailand. Number 4, the Philippines.
Wow!
What?
Number 4 tayo.
And number 5, Singapore.
Oh my God!
I think it's for the
Walang
orchids.
Japan? Or maybe because it's too
Tapos,
near?
yung number 6, 7, 8 is Taiwan, Japan, and Germany.
Germany?
Germany.
Ang random naman ng Germany. Ano mga anak nila doon? Castle?
I'm so surprised that Japan isn't there. They always say it's always part of their list.
Baka they always think of it as like a daily commute.
Correct.
Kaya nga
So
parang
weird.
tatawirin lang
Ferry lang.
Correct. So, ang ating winner ay si Trency with 192 points.
Wow!
Shukai! Congratulations! The winner of our family feud. Ang ating pangkabuhayan package ay ang mag-edit ng episode na ito.
Na 2 hours, 18 minutes long. Haba po.
Shukai! Amor fatirit. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Medyo may kabahaan. Baha kasi
Bilang
kayo-
maulan today.
Baha kasi ngayon, guys.
Oo, pumaha daw sa sukat.
May kahabaan, pero, di ba, sobrang fruitful naman. Ang dami nating napiga. At actually, sobrang dami pang pwedeng pigain.
Yes.
Kasi na-move talaga kami ng moving.
Yes.
We hope you liked it. And if you did, please like and subscribe and comment away. Like, baka may mga thoughts pa kayo na, alam mo yon, gusto nyong pag-usapan. Super game na kami to talk some more. Nagsabi na nga si Trency kanina during break na gusto ko pa itong pag-usapan na pagkatapos natin mag-record. Point is, ang daming pwedeng sabihin and we're just here with open arms. Welcome to talk with you again, to talk with
Correct.
you about it.
And guys, if one day you wake up and
Not
look at me, she's not moving yet. Yung laging pumapasok sa utak ko kapag lumalabas yung title ng Bad Can't Be Moved. Nakakairita.